you guys been learning a lot of really cool stuff? I hope so. Well, as you can remember when I visited your class a few weeks ago, my name's Miss Robin, or University in San Marcos, and I'll be studying Costa Rica for the next few months. My hope is that you guys will join me on some of the adventures I had and will learn stuff with me. Did you guys like that? Did you guys like to learn about stuff in Costa Rica? Yeah? Okay, great. And we'll be doing that by video conference, which is what we're doing right now. Throughout these videos, I'm going to be asking you guys a lot of questions, and feel free to answer with a lot of enthusiasm, okay? Great. Alright, so let's talk about where Costa Rica is. Do you think it's north of Texas or south of Texas? If you said south of Texas, you're absolutely correct. And what's south of Texas? What country? Do you guys know? If you said Mexico, you're exactly right. So, to get to Costa Rica, you have to go past where you are now, all the way past Mexico, even further south when you get to Costa Rica. I'm sure Miss Cazalas wouldn't mind showing you on a map where it's located. Okay, so now we have kind of an idea of where Costa Rica is. Let's talk about daily life in Costa Rica.
Do it again.
There's mountains and lots of volcanoes here. And it rains really, really, really often. So part of the daily life in Costa Rica is a family structure. So I've heard you guys have been talking about leaders and positions of power and that sort of thing in your class. Is that true? It is? Okay, great. So who's the leader of houses in Costa Rica? In your home, who's the leader of your house? Mom and Dad, probably, right? Yeah? Well, it's the same here in Costa Rica, as you might guess. Mom and Dad are the leaders, and then you have the kids, the children, you guys, who listen pretty much most of the time to what Mom and Dad say, right? I think so. So the only thing that I would say that is maybe different in a Costa Rican household is that you sometimes have members of the extended family living within the same household. So what are members of extended family? That would be uncles, aunts, grandma, grandpa, and cousins. That's it. So how many of you guys live with your grandma, or your aunt, or your cousins? By show of hands, yeah, you can raise your hand if you live with those people. Probably not a lot of you, as I'm guessing. But in Costa Rica, if I ask that to another classroom here, a lot of them are able to raise their hands because, like I said, they live with their aunts and uncles and cousins. So that's something that's different. Another thing that's different in the daily life of Costa Ricans is kind of funny, but they don't typically have backyards. Not the kind that we know of in the States where you might have a play set or a pool or something of that nature. Maybe your mom and dad have a garden. Costa Rica, that's not really the case. They might have a small patch of grass about this big, and that's about it. When you go in these cities, there's not much room for families to have a backyard, so they just don't have one. If you go into the rural areas of Costa Rica, they may have a backyard. Having a backyard here is something like having a bowling alley at your house. Not that common, but some people do. So that's that. Something else that really affects the daily life of Costa Ricans, like we said, is rain. It rains very often here. In fact, in the 2 weeks that I've been here, it's rained every afternoon. Can you imagine that if every day after school, it rained a lot for a while? Pretty crazy, huh? That's really what it's like here. As you can see, we point the camera in this direction, there's a lot of gray, dense cloud formation. Can you guys see that? I hope so. In fact, if we were looking there this morning when it was clear, you would see the mountains. But because it's going to rain in a bit, you can't really see the mountains. Alright, so what are some of the seasons in the United States? Think for a second about it, and then we can say them together. There's winter, spring, summer, and fall, right? Yeah. In Texas, we don't quite have a winter, but generally speaking, in the United States, we have those 4 seasons. Well, here in Costa Rica and the surrounding areas, they only have 2 seasons. Which do you think they are? Maybe they only have winter and fall, spring and summer? Nope, they don't have either of those. They have what they call a dry season and a rainy season. The dry season goes from January to May, and the wet season goes from May to December. And even though they call it the dry season, that's not really the case. Even in the dry season, they still see a lot of rain. And the rainfall here in this area and many of the areas close to it is what gives it its lush vegetation. All the rainforests that you think of and all the beautiful beaches are that way because of all of the rainfall. They're allowed to grow that way because of the mountains. They're allowed to grow that way because of the rain. Check out these rainforests. Yeah? Do you guys want to do that? Okay, great. Me too. Let's go check out another part of San Jose though right now. Come on. Okay, so now we're at the house of my host family, and as you guys know me, and this is a wonderful young lady who's usually always behind the camera, the videographer. This is my friend Annalie, who I met here in Costa Rica. Hello. And this is my host sister, Gato. Hola. Yes. So Gato is going to teach us how to eat this wonderful fruit called a mamoncino. See? Mamoncino. And if you guys can look, if you guys can see, this fruit, it's kind of, it's pretty funky.
Sí.
See? It's got spikes all over, it's red, it's pretty wild. We don't really have these in the States. So there's a very special way to eat these. You can't just bite right into it. So my hope is that I can show you guys a different fruit from Costa Rica each week in these videos. Sound good? Okay, so now Gato's going to tell us how to eat this.
La cámara.
Wait. Okay, see?
Tienes que morder aquí.
Muéstralo bien.
So she's saying first you
Pero
have to
enséñalo a la cámara.
Morder. Y te comes
No lo está mostrando a la cámara, Diana.
solo esto.
See, as you guys can see, that it's not what you'd imagine. It's not really red on the inside. The inside skin has this white part, and it's this clear bead that we're about to eat. And so Annalie can tell that she's already enjoying it.
Tienes que sacar
So you take it out of the shell.
y comer.
Y tienes
But what you guys can't really see is that inside there's a big giant seed, and I'm about to demonstrate right now. I'm not sure if you guys can quite see. You want to just eat the clear part. And the clear part kind of tastes like what you would think the inside of a grape.
Dura la cámara.
Esta semilla no se come.
¿Cuál?
Esta.
¿Qué se come entonces?
No, ella no se come, solo se come esto.
Ok, coma para ver. ¿Está dulce?
So what she was saying is that you don't eat this seed part. You just eat the clear outside and you leave the seed. Really, really delicious. Really small.
Muestra la
really
semilla.
funky. But really good.
Ya.
Yeah.
Sí.
Alright, so that's pretty much it for us this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we hope to see you guys soon. Ciao!
Ciao!
Pura vida!
Pura vida.